the Marriage Show with Regina Dorcas. Whatever it takes, you can fix it.
Hello, welcome to Spice the Marriage Show. I am Regina Dorcas. Today on the program, we'll be discussing infidelity. Over time, we'll discuss the topic infidelity, but today we'll be looking at the root causes of infidelity in relationships and marriage and possible solution. For those of you that are just joining us for the first time, this is Spice the Marriage Show, a platform where we discuss everything relationship and marriage and how to fix it. If you have any question or any contribution on this topic or any of our topics, please feel free to send us a text on any of the numbers scrolling on the screen or follow us on our social media platforms. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Spice the Marriage Show, a platform where we'll discuss everything relationship and marriage. The word infidelity can never be overemphasized in our relationships or marriage today. Now, the question is, why are people out there doing the norm, not really the norm, doing the things they're not supposed to do? I have three wonderful and beautiful, elegant people in the studio today that will be talking to us about this wonderful topic. From my left, I have Dr. Ozzy Okunukwa. He's an optometrist, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
And also have Dr. Nedima Iweke. She's a medical doctor and a wellness coach. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And I also have Dr. Samuel Ademete. He's a pharmacist.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome to Spice the Marriage Show.
Thank you.
This is Spice the Marriage Show. We discuss everything relationship and marriage. And I know a lot of people out there will be asking, why do I have to bring doctors to the house to discuss the topic infidelity? But I'm going to throw the question out. But before that, for those of you who don't know what infidelity is the act of having another woman, another man when you're married, and also having another girl, another boy when you already have a relationship. So let that be known. So I have doctors today in the house that will be talking to us about the topic infidelity. I will start with the lady because they say ladies first. So Dr. Nedima, the word infidelity, let's start with you. It is out there. A lot of marriages are crashing. A lot of things, relationships are not working. And today we want to see what are the possible solutions. Why are people out there going out when they already have somebody they say, oh, I am good with you?
Okay, there are so many reasons why people go out. I'll mention just a few. I think my colleagues will do the rest. From my experience, people are happy with their spouses until their friends come in and tell them things. Okay. You know, whisper things into their ear. Don't you think your wife should be doing this instead of that? Don't you think you deserve this instead of that? And then they start seeing possibility of having something outside their spouses, and that leads to infidelity. Well, another reason why people have seen become unfaithful is they have these cravings outside their spouse. They have unresolved cravings, unresolved longings. Yes. You have a spouse who is tall, and then you see someone who is chubby and short, and you start craving that. And all that, you know, people have fantasies as well. Okay. And so it leads to infidelity.
Okay. Dr. Ozzy, let's hear from you.
Thank you very much. I think I would want to agree with her, but I would just want to generalize the reason for unfaithfulness or infidelity to be needs that are not met. You know, whatever it is, even if you have cravings and your spouse is able to meet it, you mitigate, you know, such needs. But if you have needs that he or she cannot meet, then it tends to make people want to, you know, start to look outside their spouses. It could just be some simple courtesies or simple compliments that, you know, you're not getting from your spouse, and that may want to make you, you know, start looking at. So it's, if some needs are not being met or some attentions that are required are not provided, it tends to lead the person out of the door, you know, to the next person who can provide such needs.
Okay. Dr. Samuel.
Well, as taking a cue from what my colleagues earlier said, it's generally on satisfaction. From the male angle, one of the things that can make a man go to cheat is that sexual unsatisfaction. The men are mostly about what they see. Why for a woman, what can likely make her go cheat is usually emotional. Because that care that he wants from the man, that emotional attachment, love and care, she doesn't get it. She tends to go out. That's one of the reasons she can. That's why, going for what they said, generally unsatisfaction from the male angle or from the female angle, whether it's physical from the male or emotional from the female. Then another thing that could cause cheating or that infidelity, some values. Maybe where they grow up from, the belief that as a man, you're not a man if you don't have a side, they call it side chick outside, or you don't cheat on your wife. So that have that belief because of the kind of friends they move or what they believe when they're growing up, they tend to do that also. Then finally, maybe some of them might even have this, they are less religious. If you have your own values as a Christian like I am, I say, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, but people that are less religious, it might not really matter to them. They want to say, okay, because of that, I have the opportunity to go out and do whatever I want to do. So those are some of the causes of this infidelity.
With the way everybody is talking, as if they are being justified, this cheating thing has been justified. So I'm going to deviate a little bit. Now let's look at a little bit of marriage.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the angle of the men. What do people look at when getting married?
You know, with the benefit of hindsight, what we look at will be a little bit different. You know, when you're young and bubbly, your needs are less. They are more social. They are more out of pressure from friends and family. So what you're looking at that point, most times you're attracted by physical appearances and the social presentation that, okay, now I'm married. So it's like you have found somebody who is going to complement you for the rest of your life. So when a man is planning towards getting married, what we're actually looking out for is to get married to somebody who is our friend. Basically somebody you can gel with, so to speak. Now, I think I want to put it there. Just to answer your question directly, when men are planning to get married, they're looking out to get married to their friend. That's, you're excited. Maybe, for instance, you're a church goer. You're looking for somebody who will always accompany you to church, and your pastor will say, hey, I found you're now married, and you've been able to meet that need per time because there's a vacuum. And when I was in school, I had a friend whom I was living with, and one of his greatest reasons for planning to get married was that, look, I think I'm tired of cooking.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, I'm tired of cooking. He was a staff in the school lab, and it's like, look, I think I'm tired of cooking, so it's about time to get married. So the needs are dependent on your peculiar environment per time and the pressures that you are under. A man who is being barraged with questions from his parents, when are you giving us a grandchild, when are you going to get married, he's probably looking for a woman who will quickly get married to and have a child. So your pressures, your peers, your societal influence will push you as a man to get married per time. And I'll say that with the benefit of hindsight, values may change.
Dr. Nedima is like, you want to say something because you've been smiling all the way.
Yeah, you were asking the men anyway.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what makes someone get married, there are two different things from what makes one stay married. Like he said, with the benefit of hindsight, 10 years later, those things that excited you 10 years ago may not necessarily excite you now. And that is why people need therapy over time, marriage counseling, to guide you along the course of the marriage. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
I want to just add to what he said. Why is that everybody keeps saying, get married to your friend, apart from the pressures and all? Because I tend to deviate a little bit. Meaning, okay, you date for a long time and be your friend and all. But I feel that you need to see someone that you're compatible with. And that's what could be one of your greatest attraction. Like as a guy, maybe the physique and the likes. I think married to my friend in quote, like I need to know you from school, or we got dated for 2 years. Yeah, but when I told my parents I want to get married, you just met this person. Do you know this person? Are you sure you're going to be able to be compatible, stay with this person? and the likes, because the assumption was that the person needs to be your friend. So, over time, I've got to realize that friendship that you must get married to might likely be relative, apart from other things I said, which I totally agree with. But I still have that feeling that, because of my own experience, that it must not be necessary that you must be your friend for you to get married. But you must see that thing you're looking for. If you just see, like, the truth is that as a guy, if you see somebody you want to get married to, you know that person, even if you have dated some other persons for 10 years,
what
you know this is your wife.
How do you spot the person?
There are values you want to see, that you're looking for. He mentioned things about the physique. That's not only the thing you look at, which as a guy, yes, those are one of the attractions. You may have mentioned
So
ladies are moved by
if
emotions.
you're saying this now,
Yes.
that there are some specific things you look at,
Yes.
that you look at those things, and maybe that's the attraction that will make you want to tie the knot with this person.
Yes.
So at what point does this physique or this cooking or this elegance or that special thing about at what point does it disappear?
Well, okay, is that for me? Oh, anyone?
Anyone?
Okay. Well, for me, I feel you don't have a specific timeline for it.
So it can fall out
Anytime, but
Dr. Ozzy, it can fall out any minute. So you can marry somebody like today, and a couple of days you can fall out of love.
that is why she said earlier, you need to, they are different, it goes differently, getting married and staying married. Because you need to realize that before you make up your mind that you want to get married, you know that it's something I'm going into, that I must stay in it.
So when you
I'm not
say
going
you
to now
have
look
to
at,
stay in it,
yes.
at one point, I just want to know, I think you help me.
Okay.
At what point do you now, that thing that made you say, oh, without this person, you know what it means when a man is getting married, that happiness, that joy, that
butterfly in the
that
stomach.
butterfly in the
That's
stomach.
the beginning now. That's just, you're getting
Okay.
married, but that's not staying married.
Okay.
Because those things fade away. 3 to even 4 months. It depends on how you can sustain it. They can fade away. Some people 1 month, they fade away. But the point is this. You now, okay, this person, intellectually, this person is sound. This person is good. This person is caring. This person understands my pattern, my movement, and the likes. I can be somewhere. I know that without even calling this person knows the next step to take.
Ah, witchcraft.
It's not necessarily witchcraft. The person is just understanding your person, your
witchcraft.
pattern.
You see, now, you see how
So-
men think. You see how you men think. Now, you are already saying that at every moment you know that she knows. Why is it not reciprocated?
That's what I said, compatibility. You remember I said, it's not by just
Dr.
getting
Ozzy,
married to
does
your friend.
compatibility sense that if she is your wife, she has to know the next step to take once you call her?
Well, in most instances, it does. It means the person can read and almost, to a certain extent, predict, you know, what you are going to do.
Your next step.
So it's both ways. It's both ways. If you can predict positively and use it for the good of, you know, the relationship.
But do men really agree that women predict positively?
Now, you see, there's no stereotype men and women. You know, women have, let's look at us as human
Outside,
beings.
as humans.
No. Dr. Nedima, you want to say something? Let me hear you.
Yes, I had this very serious issue or case that was, you know, brought before me, and it was 2 friends who were to get married. The man was much older, and the lady was quite young, but, you know, quite intuitive. So before the man even says, I'll be going to Kogi tomorrow, she says, but you're supposed to go to Kogi, isn't it? And he's like, so it became so much that he even said, she knows my every move. I can't even hide anything. And he got scared and left her.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's the question I asked. Do men really agree that women even think rightly or predict rightly? Because at some point, just like you said, now he's scared. In the other way around, maybe there's something that is reading minds for her. But you just said now that in the other way around, once you pick up the phone, she's already aware that...
Okay. Let me give you an example. Personally, I'm a very impatient person, which is not a good quality I say I like about myself. So my wife knows I'm very impatient. So when I ask for something, she knows that she needs to quickly get it done.
Ah, you've done that to remote.
Yes. No. No, it's just that, okay, she does that. She can predict me. Even with my people I work with, they know that, okay, when I need something, I need to get it done immediately. And so if you take time and you delay, I might now, why are you delaying? I'm like, so already predict that movement in me. So in trust that people tell you, let me give this very, as a Christian, an example like this. People tell you that, their wife find it difficult, or someone they want to go to church, the wife delays them, they takes time trying to make up, and the likes. Because my wife understands me, she knows that, okay, we need to leave house on time. I'm not at that type that falls into that situation that says, okay, I'll be waiting for somebody, and she's delaying me. She already knows, okay, this is the pattern. And like, so she understands my movement. Okay. That's why I said, so when you know you are compatible with this person, this is it. So that's where it now keeps you staying very well. I understand her. Okay. I understand that very well. So she also, sometimes she said, you can predict. I said, yes, it's not a matter of I read minds. I just know your pattern. And so I know your next move. I know where you're coming.
Okay, we'll be going on a short break. And when we'll come back, we'll go back to infidelity. Yes. Now, I'm going to really be talking to the men, because your insatiable wants and desires, we need to know the next solution, how we can fix it, because this is Spice the Marriage Show. It's all about relationship and how to fix some problems that we think we cannot fix. This is Spice the Marriage Show. If you have any question or any contribution on this topic, please feel free to send us a text on any of the numbers scrolling on the screen, or follow us on all our social media platforms. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Spice the Marriage Show, and we've been discussing infidelity. Before we went on break, we were talking about mind reading, how men can know that, this one is my own, and she can understand and she can read my mind. And I don't even know whether they even read the woman's mind to know. All right, welcome back, Dr. Ozi, Nedima, and Samuel. You're welcome. Okay, now I said we are going back to infidelity. Now, I said I was going to be talking to the men. Men, this is Spice the Marriage. We say it the way it is. We don't sugarcoat anything. Yes. Now, sex is one of the things that makes most men go out. If I'm not correct, please, I stand to be corrected. Now, why is it that once, even though I know the answer, but I'm going to still ask the question. Why is it that once a woman gives birth, like somebody has said that once a woman gives birth, that place will be so open. That's why some of the men go out. And people are doctors. Now, is there any possible solution to that?
Well, I would disagree that childbirth is what makes most men go out.
Sex?
No, hold on. Because even right from relationship, before they get married, you already find young boys and young girls having multiple partners. So it really has nothing to do with, from my own point of view, it has nothing to do with, whether the birth canal is now open or not.
You see how you call it canal? You see how you call it the birth canal? You see how birth canal is open, and is that not a turn off already?
It's not. People walk there. There are people who walk there. That's their place where they walk. So it's nothing really. I would disagree completely with the fact that once a woman gives birth, men start. We make the men look so
they are the one.
like they are always looking out for an escape route. I would not support that notion that it's because the woman has given birth, and that's the reason. That you may give birth 10 times, it doesn't mean that the muscles there will be slack.
That's true.
So it's not really an excuse.
But most men outside have it that once a woman gives birth, she's not that appealing anymore. She's not.
Do you know why she's not appealing? She's not appealing. It is not the sexual component that makes her not appealing. Okay. Perhaps she has now become so focused on child rearing that she has lost attention, placing attention on herself. As a wife. She's not a mother. So she's busy breastfeeding, she's busy cooking, she's busy running around. And so she perhaps would have dropped the ball as far as looking good is concerned and attractive for her husband. And again, we see it's always hard. I find it a little bit uncomfortable when we just stereotype and say you use one description to fit all women.
I'm talking in the point of a lot of questions that have come from outside that most men, once you start giving birth, once you start having children, a man now sees you like, let me borrow your words, the birth canal, it's open and it's not working anymore. Okay.
Can I just say something?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So my area is wellness, and I speak to a lot of ladies who have given birth and want to get back their shape and all that. Now, for example, I'm a mother of 5. So when people see me and they're like, what do you do? I teach them. But then I have a few, a handful of ladies who will tell you, if it's for God I'm doing it, I would rather remain like this. They will say it.
Why?
They have that, they've given up.
When you say give up in what sense?
Given up on pleasing him.
What freaks men out? What makes you people fall out of this?
But before we even, let me chip in something. The notion, like he said, I go with him with that. Maybe don't say because I'm a man, I'm going with him. That's stereotypic thing. There are studies that have been done that says the difference between the men that cheat and women is really not much. 1/3 of men cheat, as a study that was done in the US, and 1/4 of they found out that 1/3 of men cheat, 1/4 of women cheat. So the difference between 1/3 and 1/4 is not really much like that. It's not much per se. That's so. Well, no, I'm saying so because the way you put it and see, oh, men, they are the one. Women also cheat, and there's no one that
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, what I'm saying, no, you're not disagreeing, but let you not see that it's just a minute portion of them that a lot of them also cheat too. Even there's another study was even done and says about women that are even older cheat more, people that are even independent cheat more. So yes, we don't have data in this country. That's why you just talk from this subjective point. You look at things, men cheat. If you now go and do some study, you find out that there are some really hidden things. Then, like something that he said, I need to add a little flesh to. The fact that the women no longer make themselves attractive. They now focus on childbearing.
Where is the word communication?
That we are going to come to that.
Where does communication come in?
That's part of the solution to it. Communication. You need to be able to communicate to your partner.
Who is meant to communicate?
Both parties. It's not one. Marriage is not for one person.
I understand, but we are talking about men. I said men.
You said men, yes.
I said men because now you're the people that have a lot of the insatiable things. Now you talked about, okay.
I meet a lot of women who say, I am like this because I had his babies. So if he doesn't want me this way, he can go to hell. Okay. I have seen women say that. They're not ready to work on themselves, especially in our climate. And what else do you expect the man to do? So I think I'm not justifying men cheating, but I feel we should do our own part. We shouldn't forget that we are beautiful ladies that were met, before. He met something. Guys should also take care of themselves. I'm not exempting that. But when it comes to what do men want, a lot of men don't even have the guts, let me put it that way, to say it to her because she's going to be very angry, very brutal.
Okay.
Very sensitive.
Yeah.
Dr. Ozzy, you're cold.
No, I'm calm.
Let me know why you're calm.
Currently, the African perspective is in transition.
Yeah.
We're in transition between what our forefathers used to do and what the civilized world is now telling us to do.
Yeah.
In times past, a woman gives birth, she needs to give birth to 20. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And the woman may not even complain or raise her voice if her husband brings in another woman.
In time past.
In times past. And that is what used to happen. Now we are transiting to a situation where we are now. The average Nigerian man, the average African man is right now in limbo. He's in touch with his past and he's looking at his future.
Okay. So
right now where we are, we're struggling between culture that we're used to, where the man is the head and his word is final. And we're moving now to a situation where we are currently in a situation where we are sharing. Sometimes you give, sometimes you take. And then I wonder what my boys will be doing when they start having relationship. They probably will not even be able to speak the way I'm speaking now. It will be their wives who will be coming on air.
Now.
right now. So that is where we are. Now, you may find some women who will just express what she just said. Yeah, to hell with him, he put me here. But our parents used to put our mothers where they were, and they never complain. No, I'm just saying this, and they never complain. I'm trying to paint a picture. Okay. So these women also are thinking, look, you are the one who's I had your babies, so you should very well live with what you have now. Take it or leave it. Man, the man is also saying, look, you're not looking as good as you were. You should do something about it, or else I will go to this skimpy dressed young girl who is disturbing me in my office. So it's a tug of war every day, and we must be able to balance it.
And that is why the men go out.
That's not why the men go. A man who's going out would always go out. That's one side.
No, one side.
That's a man who is going out would always go. My father never went out. You know, I've even.
How many wives did the father have?
He had one, and he never went out. At least to the best of my knowledge. Do you understand?
And so, nobody has popped up.
Nobody, and nobody has popped up.
Nobody has
and
popped
we're
up
seven.
because it's popping up that is happening
We're
now.
seven.
That's a new trend.
My mom had 7. And she, well, to the best of, she was looking, to me, she was looking okay. Whether my dad was complaining, I never heard about it.
He won't complain because of
So,
your mom.
and my mom never came out one day I was complaining that my dad is beating her, ask her to leave because she's not happy with the way he's treating her. So it's a transition, and we must understand that fact, that where we are now, as men and as women, it's different from where our parents used to be. It's also different from where our children are going to be.
Okay.
Well, let me add something to what she said earlier.
Your final take, please.
Yes. A lot of women, like men, find it hard, like she said, to discuss that to their wife, that, okay, this, and this, because of the way they're going to interpret it. If you're saying you need to dress well, they are saying you are seeing somebody else outside. They are not listening to the fact that you are saying you need to dress well or you need to make yourself nice. They are now interpreting it to you are seeing someone else, or I'm no longer good enough for you. So instead of now, because that can now lead to ripple effect and getting other things.
That what canal is making my face.
So they just say they should be quiet. They prefer to be quiet and let just maybe she knows.
All right, Dr. Nedima, let's take your final take. What do you say to your women out there?
What I say to women when it comes to infidelity is pay attention.
Okay.
It's a mutual thing, yes. I'm not here to blame anybody. But whatever he is sensitive to, just pay attention and show him that you're doing something about it. That kind of strengthens the union.
Okay.
Yes.
And I hope we are not blaming the women.
Not at all.
That we are not taking care of ourselves. We take care of ourselves. All right, thank you, Dr. Uzi, Dr. Nedima, and Dr. Sam. Thank you very much for coming on this show.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful having you people here. There's a question I wanted to ask, but I'll allow you to go home and think about it. What happens to the man that has lived with some children for a long time and thereafter come to discover that these children are not theirs? All right, it's been wonderful having these wonderful people in the studios today sharing me the topic infidelity. And just like they said, women, we need to up our games, take care of ourselves. And just like they mentioned that it's not really about the carnal thing that makes the man go out to look for another woman and all of that. And they also mentioned that some other women out there, so most women out there, still go out to cheat. But that's a topic for next time. If you have any question or any contribution on this topic or any of our topics, and if you want to be part of this program, please feel free to send us a text on any of the numbers scrolling on the screen or follow us on all our social media platforms. I still remain your host, Regina Dopesi. Bye for now.
Spice the Marriage Show with Regina Dopesi. Whatever it takes, you can fix it.